I recreated RecRoom's dorm room in LEGO Worlds. I started by taking some measurements in RecRoom. I considered this size as if it was a 1x1 LEGO block wide, and calculated every distance accordingly. Then I started building. I began with the base, then the walls, the mezzanine. I made a hole for the door. Building in LEGO Worlds is a little tricky, especially being used to build in RecRoom. When making this orange stripe, for example, I didn't want it to be in front of the wall, because it would make it unnecessarily thick. So I had to change the blocks I had already placed with some orange ones. Later I learned how to recolor, but you know. I still needed to build the roof, but it kinda scared me, so I did some secondary things first. Like changing the floor tiles, building the ladder, the baseboard. I continued with building the big window on this wall. I thought the height of the room would depend on the height of that too. I still postponed the roof and started building the desk in this corner. And of course, the bed. I then destroyed the wall so I could make the mirror. I made a very blocky wardrobe to figure how far the mirror should be from the wall, and placed some metallic, kinda reflective blocks. I decided that I didn't want the orange stripes or any other detail to be visible from the outside, so I built another layer of walls. Later I began working on the other window, the one above the mirror. Making the arch wasn't easy, despite the abundance of pieces. I still had to complete the first window, so I focused on the sloped part of the roof. I think it was good that I kept it for later, so that the inside was well lit when building everything else. Eventually, it was time for the roof. I made a hole for the skylight, and the skylight itself. Slanted things were not that intuitive to build, but I liked the result. Decorations were missing, so I started by putting a neon light above the door. For the map, I could have recolored some blocks, but I didn't like the idea too much. I didn't want to recreate RecRoom's dorm room as if every tiny LEGO block was a pixel and I was making a low-resolution version of the thing. I wanted to build using as many LEGO counterparts as I could. I could have used blocks to make a door as close to the original as possible. But no. Do we need a door? Do we have a LEGO door? Let's use the LEGO door then. In the end, I used some random pictures for the map. I might change my mind in the future, but that's it for now. I then made the carpet in front of the mirror, the one in front of the door. I built the armchair, a bucket, some plants, and the little table. I would have liked to use the dojo bust for the dummy, but it breaks if you punch it, so I made my own. When making the desk lamp, I realized I didn't want any impossible connections nor floating blocks. I wanted to make something that you could actually build in real life with physical LEGO pieces. Except for the basketball hoop, where I made a hole in the ground and placed the prop in an unrealistic way. I stole the idea from Becky, who was building her own dorm room, but without looking at references. In my defense, I know that IRL, you can find just the right pieces that I needed, while in this game, not every block that you see can be used individually. Anyway, here's the final result. I remade the board with the suggested rooms. I'm pretty happy with it. I might remake the map and the posters with the same technique. I also like the canvas, with the eraser and some markers. In the end, I decided not to make any other props on the desk. I know it looks a bit empty, but I would have needed to put too many blocks to reach the level of detail I wanted. And with fewer blocks, they just wouldn't look like the actual props. Overall, I'm very proud of the result. Building in LEGO Worlds was challenging at first, but I found myself to very much enjoy the process. It was very relaxing. Let me know what you guys think. Did you know this game? Would you like me to build anything else? Comment down below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!